This is an example of a for loop in MATLAB. I'm going to say for I equal 1 to 10. I'm going to type out I, and I'm going to end my for loop. And what this will do is it'll move through the loop 10 different times. It'll start with I equal to the value of 1. It will enter the for loop, and that just means type the letter I, and it will return a value for I. When I reach end, it goes back to the loop. It sets I now equal to 2, and it'll keep going around 10 different times until I equals 10, and it'll finish off with 10, and then it'll end my loop. And then we could say, after that, we could say something like f printf done, and I'll put a new line on there. So let's run this code and see what happens. And what I do, I got code, it runs I equal 1 through 10. I can see the new variable in the upper right. It shows me I with a final value of 10. So I hit CLC to clean it up. And let's edit the code a little bit. We'll make it a little bit more complicated. Let's say for I equal 1 to 10. We'll say if I is equal to 4. Well, here, yeah, we'll say if I equals 4, we'll say f printf. We'll say giraffe, and we'll put a new line after it. Or here, let's say else f printf cow or something, different animals. So I'll end the if statement, ending the if statement here, and now I'm going to end the for loop. So another end. And the editor is pretty good about formatting it. We can see within the if statement, within the else statement, and everything within the for loop is also indented. So let's run this and see what happens. I expect initially I is going to equal 1. It'll enter the for loop, and this will say if I need two equals here, by the way. It'll throw an error if I didn't. If I was equal to 4, it's initially equal to 1, it will print giraffe. It's not equal to 4, so it'll go to the else statement, so it should give me cow for the first time through the loop. The second time through it, I will equal 2, and then again it'll print cow. 3, the only time it will print giraffe is when I is equal to 4. And I expect 10 different lines, so I expect a few cows, a giraffe, and then the rest of them are cows. So I'm going to push a hotkey, if you're using a Windows machine, is F5 to run this code. And I push F5, what I got were all cows. And this will happen to you probably every time you write a computer program. It'll do something you didn't expect. And when I look at this, I say, well, why didn't the fourth cow didn't it print giraffe when I was equal to 4? And it turned out what I did is, this was called a string. It's just a character 4. It's not equal to the actual number 4 because I put it in quotes. Here I'm doing the actual comparison. So I change it to the integer 4, and I think when I run this, it ought to work. Good. And I run the code, 3 cows, a giraffe, and the remainder of cows. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different entries. So it ran through that loop 10 different times.